Here's a very fascinating optical illusion. I can't even wait myself. I'm going to use, well, how about the Queen and the 8? Queen and the 8 would be perfect subjects for this one. I'd like you to watch extremely closely these two cards. If you could, take that 8 and bend it right over, right in half, and crease it, just like that if you would. Go ahead and do that for me, please. Fantastic. A little origami here today. I have folded the other one, as you can no doubt see, the other way. One the long way, one the short way. In a moment, these two are going to be wrapped together just like this. So we will have two cards inside out, wrapped right together. I say this and lay this out beforehand because what you're about to see is absolutely unbelievable. They are now at this point, as you can very well see, outside. No, that's inside. Inside out. Let's go back in time. Watch very closely. A little push. And you see the card turns over as it passes through the little time tunnel. So now the inside is out, the outside is in. And if I go right back through, if you could, just nudge the lady through the pack there. Just like that. You see she turns the opposite way. So far, so good. In fact, if I push her in just like this and twist it right there to the edge, take a look. You can see there's the back over there, but the back is on the outside and the face is on the inside. Let's see if I can tear right through time and space. Just like that. You see, when that happens, the two cards are left completely reversed. You know, the scariest fact of all is that even the tears themselves go back in time and match from this angle only. No, I can't put them back together. I apologize for that.
Wow, that was very good.
Thank you.
Very good.
Card warp in time. To begin this mystery, which is a classic, you need to prepare a card. I like to use a face card and a number card. In this case, I will use a black face card. It's nice to have the contrast of the two colors. Here's how the preparation is done. You have to tear a card down the middle. And to find the middle of the card, which is easy, of course, the center, there's a dot in the back. And of course, from here straight up is how you want the tear. I usually fold this card so the corners meet, and then I give it just a slight creasing at that point. Don't crease it all the way across. You don't want any crease on this side of it. You're now going to tear the left hand with the face toward you, tears toward you. This will be important in a few moments. The card is now prepped for our mystery. It is a good thing, if you wish, to do this to a number of the face cards throughout the pack and then just spread them out. That way you can have an entire deck ready to do this mystery. Number cards would be interlaced between each one of these. Now when you pull these out of the pack, the tear, of course, is to my right-hand side. So as I push these cards off, the tear does not show. It is hidden behind that 9. I now take the two cards off, and I am going to keep my thumb and finger over the tear of this card. I would now ask a spectator to fold this card in half as I show them. And if you would not mind, please go ahead and finish creasing that. So now while the spectator is busy doing that, you tell them, I will fold this card in half lengthwise. Now I'm going to protect this area with my fingers as I fold this over, and you want to do this carefully so you do not reveal it. And of course you crease this one down. Hang on to this tear as you go because it will get a little bit out of kilter there, so to speak. So you need to hang on to this, keeping the entire card square. Your spectator has finished folding this one up. Now you are ready to start. Of course, both cards are back out. Now remember, this is performer's view. This is what you will see when you perform this. This card now goes in between the center, and you're going to show your audience this from the front. You say, I'm going to wrap one card around the other. And as you're gesturing and showing this, you're about to do the secret move. You pull this out again, and now when you place it back in, as I slide it down, notice how it goes past through that tear. Remember, this is your view. This is what you are seeing. The audience will see from the front you sliding that card down into the center of the other card. Bring it down to this even end, and now you open this out to the audience like that. Remember, as you look at this, this part cannot be down lower like that because your audience would see part of the card missing. From the front, they need to see just that. You now continue folding this around as if you have merely wrapped one card around the other, and show this quite cleanly to your audience. You can even say a moment ago they were outside out, and now they are both inside out. We are now going to present our wonderful mystery. All you have to do is push this through. Remember, on the inside, this is what you have. This card has now become completely reversed. So as it is inside and you begin to push, and I usually allow a spectator to hold out a finger and push, this makes it even stronger for the spectator. It makes the card look as though it is going back in time, and you draw a note to this. Look, it has gone back in time to a moment ago when it was outside out as opposed to inside out. You can even open this slightly so they can see the face of it now on the inside. You reverse it, showing it very openly, and now you push it back through, and it reverses once again. This is incredibly strong for an audience. You can show the back on the inside again. Another nice touch on this is to do as follows. You twist, bring this out so that the center of the tear is actually hidden right here. And there it is right at the corner. So now they can see from either side a half and half type of procedure. Now you're getting ready for the big finish. You push this down inside, push it all the way to the center, and now you are going to tear. Now as I hold it, remember, half of the card is already torn, half of this card is torn in the middle. So you're going to visually center it up, and now you tear like this, and now you continue tearing apart. When you bring this to the table, set it down very carefully and lift up these two pieces, just like that. Place these to the side, showing the interesting nature of how you have torn through time and space right at the moment that it was reversing itself. Another interesting fact too is that when I spread these out, I also like to turn this card over because this is how the tear actually matches. I now remark to my spectator, take a look. If I turn this one back around, the tears match here. Even the tears themselves go back in time to when the card was in its proper state. I now place these on the table, and the fade out line that I use is, no, I cannot put them back together again. You will always have, quite possibly, some spectator who says, hey, go ahead and put those back together for me now. That's why I use the fade out line. No, with a smile and a twinkle in my voice, and I cannot put those back together again.